What's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's going on, Juice?
Not much, man. Just here, talk some fall brawl.
Good, yeah. Thanks a lot, Aaron, for joining us. Quick intro. We're going to talk Fall Brawl. I'm going to get Juice's thoughts on Raw a couple days ago. And just my weekend and his weekend. So I guess let's get into it. How was your weekend, Juice?
I was pretty busy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gearing up.
Busy.
I'm
too busy.
I'm gearing up to head back to my last semester of school.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
School's out forever.
Yeah, and so because this is the last one, it's gonna be a little busy. I decided to do an entire overhaul of this front suspension of my car, and do the brakes all around.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on that.
Okay.
But if there's ever an emergency or anything, I just want to be able to get in my car and go wherever I need to go without any issues.
On the road again.
Yeah. Yep.
How's
your weekend?
Pretty good. If you invite me to your graduation, I'll wear a suit.
Hey, you know what? I probably am gonna have like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I want to do the whole walk across the stage thing.
What? Why not?
Cause, I don't know. It's too much attention. It's too crowded.
You paid for it and you did all this work. Might as well.
That's what everyone says.
You'll regret it if you don't.
That's a good point. You might be right. But I am gonna have like a little thing probably, and
Well, if it's past extended or if it's past just family, let me know.
No, no. I mean, I've always said like if I do have something, you're definitely on the list of people I invite.
Are you inviting Raph?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, no, my weekend is pretty good though. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of fucking hate you right now.
Yeah.
I want to get up and kick you in the face.
Okay, that's fair.
Not really though, but you didn't come to that barbecue, bro.
Yeah, I know.
The OD5 barbecue. I had the OD5, the OD5 crew come out, and
I'm not OD5.
Sorry, I meant FHP. All these fucking acronyms.
I am FHP.
Yeah, I had the FHP crew come out, which consists of some OD5 members, but it's FHP.
Yep.
The Full Heel Podcast. I just invited some guys over from the Full Heel Podcast to come and, well, I pretty much just cooked for them.
Yeah.
Barbecued for them. Made them my world famous burgers known around the world.
Right.
From here to Japan. They know about them.
That was like my only chance to try one of your.
Yeah. For like I only make them once a year for 4 people that aren't my family.
Yeah.
And that was that one time a year.
God damn.
Yeah. My nephews get them every Sunday. But you're not my nephew. Son. Brother.
No, I do feel really shitty that I can't be here, but
it's fine. You were probably busy or doing something, or sleeping.
No, I was working on my car, and then on top of like all the little mechanical work that I was doing, my door panel fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm too cheap to get a new one, and I had to reupholster it. I'll show you the picture later. It doesn't look that bad. But yeah, I mean it was busy in that respect.
No, we grilled burgers, brats, rib tips,
Milk steak.
milk steak. And then someone brought mini brownies and fudge cake. We had chips and dip. People were drinking. They even went on a second beer run. I don't drink, so, you know, meh.
Yeah, I've cut back myself.
Mm-hmm. I took this TV downstairs and I put it in the garage, and I took my N64 with Mario Kart, Mario Party, Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
So while I was cooking right outside the car hole, they were playing inside the car hole.
Right.
Yeah. It was pretty fun. I hope they enjoyed it. They were here from like 2:30 till like 11 is when everyone left.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's quite a while.
No, it sounds lit.
Smoking, we were smoking blunts. Blunts were lit, so if by that, if that's what you meant, yes. Blunts were lit. I should have started kicking people in the face. I should have just started judo chopping them and knees and just breaking arms. I banned blunts from my house, but yet they brought them. Granted, it was the backyard, so it didn't stink up my room and leave that nasty tobacco smell. That nasty tobacco smell stays.
Yeah.
It gets in your clothes. It gets in whatever.
Oh man, it gets in everything.
Fabric you have.
It's residual.
Yes, and not even incense works. Like with weed sticks around for 5 minutes and then it's out of here. It's the cool friend. It knows not to linger. It's like, hey, I'm out of here. Thanks for letting me chill. Peace. It's not here for like 13 hours and like, oh, I gotta get the fuck out of here now. And all drunk and fucked up and ruining everything.
Yeah, no.
I'm not saying that was anyone. I'm just saying that's what tobacco is. That asshole friend that lingers forever.
It's residual.
Yeah.
And that's why in like houses where people smoke, if you move a picture where smoke wasn't hitting the wall, there's gonna be like a discoloration where smoke was hitting the wall versus where like the thing in front of the wall was before. Because all that there's shit in the smoke, and it sticks to everything.
Funny you say that. We have a heater, the built-in heater to the house, and last year, like they heard some knocking in it, but my parents didn't know what the hell it was. They just remember it was like a boom, and they just didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
it was still heating or whatever. And then this year, my mom was cleaning the pictures, so she was moving the frames, and she moved one of the frames, and it's super clean behind the frame, and it's super like sooty. And this is the one that's right by like the chimney vent area.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And like, we need to get this fucking fixed. So they didn't know anything had happened. They just heard a noise. They continued as it was, but if she hadn't cleaned, they wouldn't really have noticed till it would have turned super dark in that area. But removing the picture, you can fucking tell super clear. You're like, what the fuck? Even here in my room with inset, you kind of tell a little bit, but it's not as bad as having a fucking heater throwing soot out.
Yeah, and or tobacco smoke.
Yeah, tobacco smoke's really bad.
Yeah.
One of my friends started hitting the e-cig, the tobacco e-cig, which I guess is healthier than the tobacco.
It's not vape though. Because I don't know what is in the e-cigs, because I think those are enclosed. But with a vape, you just refill it with whatever oil. So it's not an enclosed system. I don't know that you can reuse an e-cig. Maybe there are some that you can, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not defending it. I'm not. It's all bad. I mean, our bodies were not intended to breathe anything in other than clean air.
Yeah, you're a vapor though, right?
I've cut back.
Yeah, you don't have your robot dick today.
No, I don't. I've cut back. No, I didn't. I put it into place like 3 weeks ago, and it's been sitting there since.
Nice.
Yep.
You were hitting that robot thing pretty hard. Not that I'm being judgmental, but you know, you're making it pretty cloudy in here.
Yeah, well, not today. It's actually not cloudy in here today.
Yeah, it's actually not that cloudy today in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you wanted to come in. Well, I wanted you to come in, not just that you wanted to come, but to talk about another pay-per-view, another event, and we fell on Fall Brawl 1998.
Yeah.
And you accused me of not watching it.
No, I asked if you watched it. I don't know. What are your initial thoughts going into this? What were your expectations?
I thought it was going to be better, but it's mostly a lead-up pay-per-view, I'm guessing, to Halloween Havoc.
Yes. And
that's what it felt like as
we
well.
We did Halloween Havoc last year, the one that followed this.
Yes, we did.
With Warrior.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was the one where Warrior was in the mirror?
That happened at some point between this pay-per-view and then Halloween Havoc. So, because if you think about it, even now in real time, actually I don't know off the top of my head when this Fall Brawl was held, but it still would have been a few weeks between Fall Brawl and Halloween Havoc. Yeah. So, at some point on a Monday Nitro, they did the whole mirror thing that was very stupid.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb. Didn't really make sense at all. This was held on September 13th, 1998. Fall Brawl, War Games. Okay,
so we're just a couple of days shy of it being 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think about it, yeah, it's still... It would be a couple weeks away from Halloween Havoc, and you have all that time to build up the Hogan and Warrior match. I don't know. I got a few interesting points that I'll touch on later, like in the main event. But just to give everybody a refresher here, Warrior came in late August of 1998. Came into WCW, confronted Hogan.
How long was he out? Do you remember how long he was out of WWF for?
I believe around 2 years. I think.
So he took a while, right, away from the.
Yeah, he was gone a while.
After trying to hold McMahon ransom for some money.
No, that was back in the early 90s.
Right? Yeah,
no, that was back in the early 90s.
But he did.
This time around, they fell apart. His stay in WWE at the time in '96 fell apart shortly after WrestleMania 12. I think he did the following. He did the following In Your House pay-per-view. You got water right there.
Yeah.
Warrior did the following In Your House pay-per-view following WrestleMania 12, and I think that might have been his last one. After that, he was gone. I think the reason why his stay in WWE at that time was cut short was over some licensing deal. Like, I think he was accusing them of using his likeness and his name that he owned without his permission. So
he does own it, though, right?
Yeah. So his intellectual property without his permission. And because of that, because he wasn't getting paid for that, I think he stopped showing up to house shows. And so they just weren't getting along, and the whole deal was terminated. I think that the deal to bring him into WCW was actually happening probably about a year later in '97, but they wouldn't actually bring him in until later in '98.
So, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but is Warrior the most overhyped wrestler?
Oh man, it's funny you bring that up, because I was about to ask you, like, what's your opinion on Warrior?
Well, like, so growing up and being a kid during that era, it's like Warrior is like a god figure in the WWE. He's a legend. But like going back and watching his matches now, he was very one-dimensional. Like, it was just like power, and that was it. And his skill set was very limited, and he worked very stiff.
When I started to go back and watch a lot of those matches, one of the guys that came to mind was Goldberg.
Mm-hmm.
How they used Goldberg and they used him as a powerhouse to get him over, and they used quick matches to get him over. But all that was doing was hiding his lack of ability. And I think the same could be said with Warrior. I think he was actually hurting a lot of guys during his first run because he just didn't know what he was doing. So, no, I think it's a fair thing to say that he's a little bit overhyped.
I think his gimmick is what really holds him in that status of being a legend, with the Macho Mans and the Hulk Hogans and the Ric Flairs. It's like Warrior's up there, but I think gimmick alone and the face paint and the whole coming in and destroying guys so quick, like Goldberg did as well.
Yeah.
I think the gimmick is what got him up there.
Well, yeah. Did you know the Ultimate Warrior gimmick is a Native American gimmick?
Never really thought about it, but yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I heard Conrad Thompson on the, I think it was What Happened When podcast. He often brings that up. Or it might have been on one of his other million podcasts that he has. I think it was the one with Bruce Pritchard. But yeah, he brought that up, and it's pretty interesting because I never thought of it until he pointed it out, and it's like, yeah, that is a Native American gimmick.
Yeah. Note that Native American gimmick. Quick tangent. I was listening to Talk is Jericho, and they were doing the episode about Bon Scott, and how Bon Scott, they don't think he died by drinking and choking on his vomit. They think he died of an overdose on heroin.
Oh, wow.
Interesting episode. I would definitely go check it out. But apparently he was running with that with the heroin circle at the time, and they think that they attributed his death to drinking in order to keep the myth alive of his drinking, so that his image wouldn't be damaged as the guy that died of heroin.
Yeah.
And AC/DC continue with what it was, and they say that he had a lot to do with Back in Black, like a lot of input before he died into Back in Black.
Oh,
and that's why it was so successful. But he died, and then 6 months later they put it out with what's his name? Bon Scott, and then
oh man, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Angus.
No, Angus is the guitarist.
Oh, that's right. Jeez, it's right on the tip of my tongue. That's why I thought it was Angus.
Fuck, I don't want to look it up. 'Cause I should know it.
Yeah. It's like right there.
Yeah, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. People are yelling. Whoever's listening to this is yelling.
Yeah. As we're looking this up.
Yeah, no, but I'll look it up. But
no, yeah, that sounds. You said this is the Jericho podcast?
Yeah, he had some guy that wrote a book about it.
Okay.
Brian Johnson.
There we go. Yes.
With his hat. But yeah, super interesting podcast. I definitely go check it out.
Okay.
But yeah, that whole Native American gimmick thing makes sense.
Yeah, right. With the tassels, the face paint.
Mm-hmm.
Even the promos.
Yeah.
That were way out there. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I didn't even say much. Native Americans didn't say much because they couldn't, bro.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It was a little hard for me to get into Ultimate Warrior when I was younger, because when I was younger, my first exposure to him was during the his 96 return, when he had matches with like Jerry the King Lawler, Owen Hart. He had that infamous match with Triple H at WrestleMania 12. And so that was really the first time that I saw him, but I didn't really know much about him. and so to me as a young kid, the face paint looked cool. You know, he I don't know, maybe it's just me, but his physique was a lot bigger way back in the late 80s, early 90s. So, you know, he looked a little different. And then when he came in this time around in WCW, again, I don't know that I was all that into it.
The WCW run, I don't think it worked for anyone because, well, it didn't evolve at all. It was the same Warrior.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like, what else are you going to have him do?
Yeah, there was no depth to him.
Yeah. It was like, you have Hogan, but it's weird because they're kind of, there's a formula to booking Hogan, and it's, you build up the heel for Hogan to come in and beat. And I guess that was the formula that they were trying to apply here, where you were building this up, because it just wouldn't work if Warrior was going to come in and was going to beat Hogan, because it was going to be like, okay, and then what? There was just nowhere they could go. Yeah. So it was kind of a mistake to bring him in my opinion.
Yeah, the whole main event for this was kind of weird too, but we'll get into that right now. The first match was, well, first we had Jericho coming out and cutting a promo saying that he was going to fight Goldberg for his title, and I think Goldberg was heavyweight champion at the time. Yeah, because Goldberg is heavyweight champion at the time, and Chris Jericho is pissed off at the fact that Goldberg in real life, not a gimmick, didn't want to face him.
He didn't want to face him.
He's a small guy. So he blew off the fact that they wanted him to face Jericho. And Jericho starts cutting promos where he has his own goofy security.
Yeah, because the gimmick was Goldberg would come out with Doug Dillinger, head of WCW security, and all these cops. Mm-hmm. They would accompany him to the ring. So
he started copying that, making fun of him. And he teased a match against him. Belt versus belt.
Belt versus belt, yep.
Television title versus World Heavyweight title.
Yep.
And
Jericho's out here cutting a promo, saying how he's got a match with Goldberg later, and he's just teasing this match. I don't actually think that this match ever happened.
Jericho Goldberg?
Yeah. At least in WCW.
I think it might happen in WWF, but never WCW.
Yeah, no, never in WCW.
No, Jericho they never gave him a shot. By the time he left, they never gave him a shot.
Yeah, I think
mid-card.
I think at this point, Jericho is very close to being on his way out.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would go on to... This is closer to the end of 98. I think by like December of 98 he'd be gone.
Damn. Not much longer after this.
And then he would debut in January of 99 on Raw.
As Y2J.
Yep.
He wasn't Y2J, right? He was just Chris Jericho.
He was the Lionheart Chris Jericho.
Lionheart Chris Jericho with the Lion Tamer.
Yeah. And by this time Jericho is really coming to his own as a character. Very creative.
You can actually see like almost the foundation of his character for what Jericho is to be. I think he builds off of this initial one.
Yeah, there's a lot of elements in this that you still see today.
Definitely. Yeah, but it's only a promo. They kind of just tease it, and then it shoots into the first match, which is a tag match with Disco Inferno, Alex Wright. What do they call themselves? The Dancing Fools?
Maybe.
I forgot what their tag... at this time...
At this time, it was just Disco Inferno
and Alex Wright. They weren't named yet. They were beginning to tag. But eventually, they keep tagging to the point where they actually have a name. I forget how successful they actually become.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it seems like these are two guys that they have nothing for, and
Mm-hmm.
and just put them together, which is a formula that WWE uses today.
Yeah. And they were facing British Bulldog and Jim the Animal Neidhart.
Yeah. So tragically, this was the event where British Bulldog suffered a near career-ending injury.
Shit. R.I.P. Both of them.
Yeah,
Bulldog
they're-
and Anvil. Most recently, Anvil.
They're both no longer with us. What happened was, as you see later on in the show, Ultimate Warrior comes into the ring. There's a trap door in the ring.
Yeah.
And so Bulldog takes a back bump right onto the trap door, and it actually hurts him pretty bad. And this is the injury that led to his dependency on pills, which would eventually lead to his death.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you got killed by a trapdoor?
In a way, yeah, indirectly.
Yeah, so they kind of went easily, the British Bulldog and Anvil, using their power and size.
Yeah, there wasn't anything extraordinary or particular in this match.
It was kind of a typical big guy versus little guy match. The big guy winning, little guy coming back a little bit, and then Anvil and British Bulldog kind of eventually just
Yeah,
take it
and
over.
I can definitely see why this match was on first.
It's kind of weird for a pay-per-view though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna make that point where it's like this is a Nitro match. Like
Where were the tag titles?
at this
on
time,
Hall?
probably on Hall and Nash.
Well, Hall had one,
Okay, then yeah,
but
they were on Hall. And
this
Nash.
was the whole drunk
Drunk
Hall
Hall.
thing. So was they still on Hall and Nash,
I probably
or were they on Hall and the Giant?
they were in the NWO somewhere
Yeah,
where Hall was one of the
yeah. So they wasn't defended because Hall has a match later against Conan, and he's
Yeah.
not defending the tag title, and that match against Conan is stupid. I don't get it. This is a pay-per-view.
which is why I made the point earlier that this whole pay-per-view was very underwhelming. There wasn't like this match definitely set the pace. This first match set the pace for what the rest of the pay-per-view would be.
Just so you guys know, it's not like we're choosing the most interesting pay-per-views. This is WCW 20 years ago this month pay-per-view. So this just happened to be Fall Brawl.
Well, I kind of feel like we picked this at random.
I kind of just went and chose the month.
Okay.
Because we're like Fall Brawl or Stampede, and I'm like, well, Fall Brawl.
No, it was Fall Brawl or Halloween Havoc, maybe.
no,
Halloween. I don't remember.
because Halloween Havoc was gonna. I'm saving that for October. We're gonna have to do a different one though.
Yeah,
Because we already did '98.
Yeah.
Just want to do it again, but
No.
no. We'll see what was going on in WWF in October '98
Yeah.
that year.
But yeah, this match definitely set the pace for the rest of the pay-per-view, man. I can't and it's interesting that you bring up the fact that the title was on a guy who the tag team titles one half was in a singles match. It doesn't make sense to me why you would have the titles on somebody who's doing singles matches. You know, that those titles should be up for grabs somewhere, and not on a guy who's in a singles match.
Which leads us to our next match. Jericho versus fake Goldberg. The television title being defended against a fake opponent.
Yeah, it was a fake Goldberg.
Yeah, this isn't even Gilbert. This is Gold. This was, I think he was called Goldberg. But he was a fatter, shorter dude. I guess less wimpier than Gilbert. But Jericho handles him, very easily. This guy lands a spear, angers Jericho.
The highlight here is Jericho's entrance, because he does the whole backstage
Yeah.
entrance like how Goldberg does, except Jericho has Ralph as his security,
and he's going outside by accident.
Yeah, he can't find the entrance to the ring, to the arena. So he's going to like all these different rooms and shit, and he's getting lost in backstage. And man, it just goes to show how lost WCW creative was, because I don't think that WCW creative had anything to do with this. I think this was all Jericho.
Yeah, I could see how this is all Jericho.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because, you know, Jericho, let's just say that maybe they could have given Jericho a little bit of, like, help us out with creative.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he could have made a lot of the lower card guys a lot more interesting, I think, and which makes your product as a whole more interesting.
Didn't even give him a chance to defend the title at a pay-per-view against a real opponent.
Yeah, and
like
that's kind of stupid too.
He could have cut this promo, well, not this promo, but he could have cut this entrance and everything while calling out Goldberg and still defended the title.
In a way, I'm kind of glad that we never saw that, because Jericho was just going to get squashed by the actual Goldberg.
Yeah, well, yeah, he would have gotten squashed by the actual Goldberg, 100%. So he locks in the Lion Tamer, knee to the back of the head, old-fashioned Lion Tamer.
Yeah, and Jericho calls this a win against Goldberg.
Yeah. Ernest the Cat Miller versus
Black Magic himself. Norman
the
Smiley.
Big Wiggle.
The Big Wiggle.
What can I say about the Big Wiggle besides one of the most technical, I guess, and like...
He's actually really good, right?
Yeah, he teaches at the Performance Center at NXT.
Yeah. You know what? This match was actually pretty good.
That was a good match. Well, the Cat's not that good, to be honest.
No, but...
Norman is.
Yeah, he was carrying this match.
Which he would a lot.
Yeah.
He would carry a lot of matches in WCW.
And so, like you were saying, a lot of his technical ability came through in this match, and it made it all that more enjoyable. But I mean, it was a stupid premise, because the whole match was made because Ernest Miller wanted everybody to know how great he was.
Yeah, and he wanted an interview and started attacking two guys that were getting interviewed.
Yeah, the Armstrong brothers.
Yeah, there we go. And Norman
came in.
Yeah, stopped them.
Yeah, and when they were separating them, Ernest Miller was just yelling, "I'm the greatest."
Norman's jacked, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Up. But yeah, no, he works at the Performance Center right now. But the Cat got the win, even though Norman carried most of the match. This guy landed like some kind of blow, karate move, because he's touted as like a karate guy or something.
Yeah. The story goes that Eric, and this is supposed to be like the true story, that Eric Bischoff called him in to wrestle after he found him working in a mall because he was teaching his kids karate.
The Cat?
The Cat was teaching Bischoff's kids karate in a mall.
Okay, I could see it, because the guy didn't look like he could wrestle at all.
No, I guess not. But Norman Smiley definitely made him look good.
Yeah. Let's see. After that, we had... No, that wasn't Scott Hall. Sorry, give him the page. Oh, here we go. Cruiserweight Championship match. Apparently it's 225 instead of 205.
Yeah, I knew it was something like 220.
Yeah, it's 225. We had Juventud Guerrero. What is it?
Recently, it's... I don't know. I say Juventud Guerrera.
Guerrera,
with
right?
An A, yeah.
Okay. Versus Silver King.
Yep.
A fat Mexican.
Hey, did you ever watch Nacho Libre?
Nacho Libre, yeah, with
Yeah. Silver
Jack
King.
Black.
Yeah, Silver King is Ramses.
Oh, is he?
Yep.
The golden mask guy?
Yep, that's him.
Get that corn out of my face. I love that shit. Always the best.
Yeah, I actually wanted to watch it a couple weeks ago, so I need to get that out of my system.
Silver King, the fat Mexican. He has that Mexican luchador body, like from back in the day.
Yeah, he's a very
Big barrel
thick,
chested. Not the abs.
yeah, but he's still really thick.
Uh-huh.
He's like he's not fat.
But there's no abs. There's no definition, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know. This match was underwhelming. You know, their cruiserweights usually put on a really, really good showing, but this match was just lacking. I don't know. Maybe if Juventud would have been in there with somebody else, might have been a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I'm not putting down Silver King. I think he still wrestles in Mexico.
Triple A.
It might be in the other one, CMLL. But yeah, I just think that maybe Juventud would have been in there with somebody else, would have been a better showing. Yeah, Juventud is here without the mask. I think he lost the mask earlier that year in February, maybe March at Super Brawl.
Damn, not too long. Not too long after that. Then.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll never get used to seeing him without the mask. He needs the mask.
I like him with the mask. Whenever I picked him in video games, I picked him with the mask.
Yeah, because he was in Revenge, right?
Yeah, with the mask.
Yeah.
You had the option. They gave you the option.
Really?
Of
I haven't played Revenge in a while, so.
They give you 4 different costumes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
You don't remember?
No, it's been a while since I played it.
Damn. If I remember right. It was the second WCW game, right?
Yeah, WCW Revenge.
Yeah.
I don't know. What'd you think of this?
This match?
Yeah.
Could have been, like you said, it could have been better.
There was a spot that they did where Juventud does a reverse Hurricane Rana, where you have you had Silver King on the second turnbuckle looking outward into the crowd, and Juventud goes up and does a reverse Hurricane Rana. So, like, where they would normally be facing, Silver King has his back to him. And I thought that was pretty impressive because I think that move was all Silver King because that would have required for him to do a backflip.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show, like, this guy is you know, he's a big boy, but he's very athletic. Yep, very athletic.
Got that luchador style.
He can move. So I'll give him that. I'm not trying to shit on the match, but it's underwhelming.
Yeah. Juventud hits the Hoovy driver and then the 450 splash. Gets the 3 count, retains his 225-pound title.
Yep.
And next match, brother, Saturn versus Raven in a Ravens rules match. Pretty much a no rules match for Raven.
Yeah. Whenever it's Ravens rules, it's false count anywhere, no disqualification.
That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. So the build-up to this was they were bullying Saturn in the flock, right?
Right. There was a match with one of the flock members, Lodi, where if Saturn lost, he would have to be Lodi's sex slave. Not really a sex slave, but his slave nonetheless. I mean, Lodi looks like he'd be.
Who knows what they do back behind, closed doors.
But anyway,
he's a slave. He had to do whatever.
Yeah. And Lodi won the match. Saturn's a slave. They're bullying Saturn. They're trying to get him at one point to break Scotty Riggs' fingers. Saturn won't do it. Tell him he's got no loyalty, no honor. I'm like, man, I'm thinking you guys have Kidman as a crackhead in the flock. You guys are talking about honor. Come on.
I don't know. It was this one was a weird match too, just because you had explained the rules to me. They were just like, it's a Ravens rules match. Maybe they explained it and I didn't hear.
I think Mike Tenay
he probably said it.
Touched on it.
Yeah, but Canyon was handcuffed to the outside.
Right.
Lodi was dancing around. Saturn was winning. He would be winning, and then Lodi would interfere. He would be winning, and then Canyon would interfere because he got himself unhandcuffed at one point. And then at one point, the flock came down, but Kidman turned on the flock. So they chased him out of there, eliminating that aspect of the flock, leaving Lodi, Canyon, and Raven.
Yeah, and I believe the stip here was that if Saturn won, the flock would go free. Like, they would not be under Raven's leadership anymore. Right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. But Saturn does win. He picks up the win because he winds up taking out Lodi. I think he puts him through a table. And then this guy handcuffed himself back, and I think he lost the key. So the ref couldn't tell.
Right.
And he hit Canyon with the he hit Raven with the Death Valley driver, which was his move, which is the original FU until Cena turned it into the FU and then kind of just started throwing them on their back instead of kind of just going with them.
Yeah.
So.
And then after the match, they go and check Kidman into rehab so that he's not on crack anymore.
And he becomes champion, bro. It helps him out.
Yeah.
He goes on a crazy run.
He comes back clean.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, this was a weird feud. Weird feud. I guess it was just to separate the flock.
I can see that, but I just think that if that's where you're going, like if you're going to separate the flock, you need to kind of have a direction for all those guys.
Yeah.
And I don't think they knew what to do with them.
Kidman definitely had a path.
Kidman broke through.
Yeah.
Raven would eventually go back to the WWE. Saturn would eventually defect over to WWE as part of the Radicals.
Not too long after that, right?
I think it would be a few years. I think it'd be
Radicals?
Yeah, I think that was in 2000.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that one. Point Jesus. Point Jesus. The match after that, we had Dean Malenko versus Kurt Hennig. Again, we could have had a Juventud versus Dean Malenko instead of Dean Malenko versus Hennig.
Yeah.
Because this one,
I didn't mind this match too much.
I did, because all Dean did was attack this guy's knee brace leg, and that was it.
He was working the leg.
Yeah,
brother.
but that's how the match ended. That was it.
Yeah, I guess.
He didn't pin him. He didn't submit him.
Oh yeah, you're right. I thought he submitted him.
No, he just attacked the leg. That was
it just goes to show you that this just could not keep my attention.
Yeah, and no, I actually think Rick Rude came in, Rick Rude, fucking Rude came in and hit him.
Yeah,
Got a disqualification.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just
if you're gonna have this throwaway match, I think you could have Dean Malenko versus Juventud.
Let me just say, a lot of these matches are throwaway matches. Like, dude, I should point out, we actually skipped over the Rick Steiner versus Scott Steiner match.
That one was a throwaway match too.
But we didn't skip much because that match it went to a no contest after Bagwell faked a neck injury at this time.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, was it fake or was it real?
No, it was he faked it. I mean,
was it kayfabe or was it?
It was stemming from a real life near career ending injury that he had.
But they wrote it into.
But they wrote it into. Into the story, yeah. I forget how he injured his neck. But he injured his neck in ring, and from what I remember,
probably Seth Rollins.
from what I remember, it was a pretty scary situation. If I recall correctly, he did lose feeling in his lower body.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Yeah, but I mean, thankfully he would have come back.
Yeah. Yeah. So it winds up in a disqualification, and Hennig gets carried out of there because of his knee.
Right.
He got fucked up. And then we had the weird ass match between Scott Hall, NWO Black and White, versus Conan, NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah.
This match stemmed from an interview that Conan was on where they asked him about Scott Hall, and he commented on Scott Hall's drinking, and then Scott Hall came and he's like, "What are you talking about me for, blah, blah, blah." And then Conan's like, "You should be professional, Scott, like you taught me. I respected you. I've always been professional. You should be professional with me." And Scott throws a drink in his face, and they have a match.
Yeah, I as young as I was at this time back when it was actually happening, I was aware that Scott Hall had real life issues, and
you remember how bummed I was when I saw the
when you saw the E60.
Yeah, I was super bummed.
I didn't like that they were exploiting that. Like, again, as young as I was, I thought that was not cool. That they would.
Life imitates art, bro. Life imitates art. That's what they say.
Look, I guess that if he wasn't okay with it, he wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
But even still, if it's, I'm speaking from a personal perspective. If it's me, I wouldn't want that out there. But
I wonder if he was really drinking while working. Like,
see, that's a hard call to make.
Because during the match, he took a drink from Vincent.
Yeah,
on the side. I wonder if it was really had alcohol.
AKA Virgil.
Yeah, Virgil. Sorry.
AKA Mike Jones. That's his real name,
Mike Jones.
Yes.
So yeah, no, it's a really weird issue just because Scott Hall's issues are so well known that he was super fucked up. He almost died.
Yeah, I mean, who knows if he actually ever got in the ring when he was messed up. I mean, because I know he has.
I wonder if those WCW days though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, more recently, in the last decade, he's done indie shows where he's messed up.
Dude, those are bad.
Those are bad. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, where they're like walking him out.
They have to walk him out.
Then he does a couple punches.
And it just looks really sloppy.
Yeah. He's hunched over and he can barely walk. He's like lifting his legs barely to walk.
Yeah. I mean, clearly he's never done anything like that in the ring, but I don't know. I don't know if he's ever had a drink just to loosen up and go out there. Yeah. It's not fair to make assumptions, but who knows? I definitely didn't like that they were using his real life issues to.
Don't him and Nash have something at Halloween Havoc?
Yeah.
It boils down to it, where they have a match against each other.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, yes. And then in that match, that's the one where Nash kicks his ass and then walks away, right?
Yeah.
Without
pinning him, yeah. But he beats the fuck out of him. Clearly, he wins. Clearly hits the jackknife, I think, and then walks away.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's winning this whole match, cheating his way through, but the Tequila Sunrise is too much.
Yeah, Conan submits him with the Tequila Sunrise. And yeah, it's
Tag team champion in a singles match
yeah,
at a pay-per-view.
man. I wish they could have done more with Hall. Like if he would have been able to control himself a little bit, could have put the title on him.
Mm-hmm.
He's somebody who really deserves the title. Maybe the fact that he was never champion in WWE, it would have meant a lot to have him be champion in WCW.
Yeah.
But it's so unfortunate that at that time he couldn't get a hold of his issues. Thankfully now though he's all good.
Yeah.
I think he's really turned it around and pulled himself up out of whatever he was facing, and now he's all good.
And speaking of him being all good, Team WCW had DDP as one of their guys. It was a War Games match, 9 guys, Team WCW versus Team NWO versus Team NWO Red and Black.
Yeah, this was stupid because it was 3 teams, isn't it? It's usually 2 teams.
But it was
War Games is usually 2 teams.
So here's the thing: it was 3 teams again, but everyone versus everyone. So why make it teams?
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're doing 3 teams, that means that you would have a winner representing your team. Therefore, your whole team wins.
Mm-hmm.
But what was at stake here was a shot at the title for Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
So you would have one person win and one person gets the thing that's at stake, which is a title shot.
It's awesome how fitting it is. So DDP helped out Scott Hall with his problems through yoga. DDP was on Joe Rogan yesterday, so I listened to the DDP.
I still haven't listened
episode.
to it yet.
Awesome episode with DDP on there talking about yoga. Him pretty much explaining his career a little bit to Joe, talking about the early days where he was as a bar guy. He owned a bar, and then he was a personality, and then he started imitating the wrestlers' voices. So that's how they hired him. And he's like, dude, I can't wrestle. They're like, dude, well, this is radio. If you can do it like that, just do it. So that's how he got his start, and then forgot who he started hanging out with through there. And eventually he started wrestling through hanging out with these guys. Oh, he came across Jake the Snake in a bar because he had the bar.
Right.
And the wrestlers heard about his bar because it was Fort Knox in Florida by the Performance Center or something like that. Not the WWE one now, but the power plant.
Okay.
Was by Fort Knox. So they would just go there to his bar and get fucked up, and he met a lot of wrestlers.
DDP was always fascinating to me because he was somebody who started his career very late.
35, I think.
Look at that. Past his 30s, started his career and did a lot. He was able to do a lot in the short time that he had. And so when you think about how his career, I guess how his career ended, in WWE, the whole thing with the Undertaker.
Didn't he kidnap the Undertaker's wife?
Yeah, he was a stalker.
Yeah.
I hated that. I thought that he could do so much more.
Well, that's such a weird story to put him in.
Mm-hmm.
Such a weird storyline to put Paige in.
And I don't know, to me, DDP will always be a central part of WCW. A very core, necessary part of WCW.
Yeah.
One of the franchise guys.
To me, he is WCW in a way.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the guys that if you say, who is WCW, all except Diamond Dallas Page is an answer.
Booker T.
Sting. See, Ric
Flair,
Flair...
Even
Ric
Jeff
Flair
Jarrett,
yeah.
to an extent.
Because
he was very pivotal towards those last days.
See, where would you put Ric Flair? Because he transcends so much from NWA to WCW to WWF to WWE to TNA, to the Hall of Fame twice.
I mean, Ric Flair is he's a special case. He's an exception. Yeah. He's in a league of his own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of those once in a lifetime guys.
Because even if you say Hogan, he's WWF. Like even though he did what he did with the NWO in WCW. If you say Hulk Hogan, it's WWF.
His notoriety, his worldwide notoriety, came because of the WWF. He helped them out. They helped him out, and yeah, he definitely wouldn't be who he is because of the WWF. So I put him in the category of WWF guys.
But yeah, the Page is definitely a WCW guy. When you say WCW, Page comes to mind.
Yeah,
he's one of the guys that comes to mind.
Yeah, to me, he's so fascinating because he started so late. His career started so late. I don't know. It's just fascinating to me. This is not an industry for somebody who is that age to be just starting. Yeah. You know, let's be realistic here. This is something that, especially nowadays, it's a young man's game.
Mm-hmm.
You have guys that are starting out at 15, 14, but for him starting out at 35 and doing everything that he did, it's so fascinating. Like you know, a part of that was luck, just knowing the right people. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, definitely, because he got pushed by dudes he knew in the business that made him a manager, because they're like, dude, you can't be manager anymore. And he's like, what? Why not? You're bigger than the wrestler.
Yeah.
And so then he decided to start wrestling.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with him using his connections, because he, like, you could tell the desire to learn and desire to be better was there. He was passionate about it. So, yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with him getting to the top the way he did.
Diamond Dallas Page with the Diamond Stud Scott Hall. He turned Scott Hall from a cowboy into... No, I forgot what it was. Some blonde-haired dude into a cowboy Diamond Stud. Black-haired, Magnum PI mustache, hairy chest. And then he had the...
It was almost like the pre-Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
In a way.
Mm-hmm.
The precursor to Razor Ramon.
Yeah, no, but even this match was kind of weird. For it being like a 9-person...
Well, yeah, because it's like it doesn't know what it is. It's a match that doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's a team-based match, but there can only be one winner without acknowledging teams, and there's one thing at stake where that one winner will get it.
They should have never made it teams.
No, it would have worked. It would have worked even better if it was like a 6-person thing where they're all in there and it's an elimination thing. But I think the sole purpose of all this was to get Warrior over and to get that storyline over of Warrior and Hogan for the following month.
All right. Well, let's get to, I guess, Warrior and Hogan. So we have the teams. Did I go over the teams? Are DDP, Roddy Piper, Warrior, Team WCW.
That's Team WCW, yeah.
Team NWO, White and Black, is Hogan, Bret Hart, and Stevie Ray.
Yeah.
From Harlem Heat, Booker T's brother.
Yeah, I guess at this point, Stevie Ray joined the NWO for whatever reason.
And then we had Team NWO Red and Black. We had Sting, Luger, and Nash. Starting off, we had Hart versus DDP. The premises of this match is there's 2 rings. Cage drops down. If you guys have never seen a War Games match,
Also, if you've never seen a War Games match, this is not the match to start with.
Yeah, do not, because it'll confuse the fuck out of you going back and watching the other matches. Because other matches, it's one team versus one team. And they both start...
It's 1-on-1, and then they...
Actually, I think it's always been 3-on-3.
No, but they start 1-on-1.
Yeah, they start 1-on-1.
And then there's a timer. When the timer runs out, depending... I think there's like a coin flip on whoever gets the next person. So it all depends. Either your team will get the next person to come in, or their team will get, and it'll be 2-on-1 either way.
And then once everyone is let in, then you can pin somebody, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the rule in this match.
No, because I think Bobby Heenan at one point, announcer Bobby Heenan said that the match could be done even before all 9 men are in.
Yeah. And they were even mentioning because Stevie Ray didn't go for a pin early on when it was just him and Brett.
Yeah. He would be the second one to come in, Stevie Ray.
Yeah, the first one to come in.
Well, the third man in there.
Third man in, yes. Third man in.
Because DDP and Bret Hart started off.
So he's the first one called in.
Yes.
Stevie Ray's the first one called in after 2 minutes. And him and Bret Hart being in the NWO White and Black start beating up DDP.
Yeah, they're just going at it with DDP, keeping him down. No one's really going for the pin. This is when they call attention to it. And they say that they have DDP in a predicament where they could easily pin him.
And he points it out. Why didn't he go for the pin? Why didn't he go for the pin? I think he mentioned it more than twice.
Yeah.
And then we have Sting come in for the red and black. So Sting comes in, cleans house. He's beating everyone up. Kind of saving Paige more so than anything.
Yeah.
2 minutes go up. So Sting is the second guy called in. Third guy called in is Roddy Piper for the WCW.
Team WCW.
Yeah, he comes in super wild, attacking everyone. I think he had even one point.
He attacked.
Yeah, he even attacks Paige.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's super wild.
So at this point, this is where it gets a little bit more confusing because he's attacking Paige, and then they cover it up by saying, well, it's
every man for himself.
It's every man for himself. Yeah.
Yeah, so just chaos all around.
Yeah, this is overbooking at its best. The best example of overbooking.
Fourth man in, Luger. Every 2 minutes we have someone coming in. Now we have Luger coming in for the red and black, giving them the advantage because now there's 2 of them. Piper's in the fresh man, And then the 5th man is Nash. So now we have all of the Wolfpack in the ring. And now we're missing Hogan and Warrior.
Hey, Nash actually got pyro here.
Yeah. But he ran right through it.
Yeah.
He just fucking took off. Boom, bolted. And then, the pyro went off. Nash comes in. Starts attacking everybody. And then as he's winning, Hogan sneaks in and shoehorns everybody.
Yeah.
What does he hit him with? Is it a shoehorn?
It's a slapjack. So it's in the shape of a shoehorn, but it's this really rigid metal piece that's covered in leather.
Do you have one?
No, but I've seen them.
Okay. Let's get one.
Let's get one?
Yeah.
We can, yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Right.
You know what? I think those are illegal to own.
Why?
I mean, why are brass knuckles illegal?
They're illegal? I didn't know brass knuckles were illegal.
I'm pretty sure they're illegal.
I don't know. Well, I've never carried around brass knuckles or gotten caught with any, so I wouldn't know.
I mean, neither. I have some, but I don't carry them with me. I kind of just... They're a novelty piece of anything. Yeah, I think the slapjack is illegal. That's what he was hitting him with.
Yeah, he knocked out everybody except Stevie Ray, including... No. Everybody except the white and black. But... Command commands Stevie Ray to attack the knee of Bret Hart.
Yeah, and so the plan here was for Hogan to get everybody knocked down for him to come in and get an easy pin.
Mm-hmm. Before Warrior showed up.
Before Warrior showed up, yeah. And get the hell out before Warrior showed up.
Which wasn't Hogan knocks out everyone, hits the leg drop, and starts going for the pin, but Smoke engulfs the ring.
Yeah.
And Warrior shows up.
Yep, and this is the trapdoor that I alluded to earlier. There's a trapdoor somewhere in the ring where once the smoke clears, Warrior comes out of there. To give the illusion of magic. Warrior magically appearing from the smoke. But unfortunately that trapdoor fucked up British Bulldog. Warrior's in the ring. They knock him down. Smoke fills the ring again. And then Warrior comes out from the back.
Yeah. With no coat.
Yeah, with no coat.
Do you think it was the Renegade that they were beating up?
That was definitely a plant. That was definitely somebody that was not the actual Warrior.
Yeah, that wasn't the Warrior. That was...
That's why he went down, like, face down.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah, really weird. Very stupid.
But, yeah, Warrior comes in. It gets a little hazy here, because...
And to be honest, I think it takes away from the victory.
There was just so much... Yeah. So not too long after this, after Warrior comes in, and
he busts out.
He busts out of the cage, runs after Hogan. While that's going on, in the background, DDP pins. Could he pin Brett or Sting? DDP gets the win.
Who did he hit with the diamond cutter? He hit...
Oh, Stevie Ray, maybe?
I think he hit Stevie Ray with the diamond cutter.
It might have been Stevie Ray.
I think he hit Stevie Ray with the diamond cutter.
And gets the win. And earns himself that title shot at Halloween Havoc against Goldberg. Which, interestingly enough, that's the match that got cut off because the Hogan Warrior match went too long. And pay-per-view carriers just... cut that shit off because they hadn't made the proper accommodations to keep that on the air.
I wonder if the whole match is on the network or if they cut it off.
The whole match is on the network. Yeah.
Okay. Then when I saw
we covered it last year.
Okay. Then when we covered it, then I saw the whole match. Then.
Yeah.
But DDP goes to celebrate with the crowd in a nice little moment. He had a better one with the U.S. title when he won it.
No, I think the most iconic DDP moment is when he won the WCW World Heavyweight title.
Yeah. When he goes into the crowd.
Yeah, it's one of the most iconic DDP pictures. Like if you look him up as champion, that's probably the picture you're gonna see of him holding the title, and he's actually holding it upside down.
Yeah, brother.
So, yeah.
Well-deserved win, DDP. It really... That match versus Sting versus Goldberg really catapulted him.
Yeah, I think at this point he's really gaining momentum. Mm-hmm. And eventually leading him to that big win. Because if I recall correctly, he doesn't actually win it at Halloween Havoc.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't end the streak.
The year before, I think, is really when he broke through in his match against Macho Man. I think that match really elevated him, and even got him to this point.
Let me tell you, yeah. That was Fall Brawl, brother.
Yeah, a very underwhelming pay-per-view.
Yeah, from start to finish. Because the main attraction of the main event took away from the victory. Like, hey, look at this over here. Look at what's going on over here with fucking Warrior and Hogan.
Yeah.
What we really want you guys to pay attention to.
Yeah, that was
DDP's
not
number one contender.
That was not the money match. That was not the match that 2018 me wants to see.
Mm-mm.
I don't even think that when this was actually happening in real time was the match I wanted to see.
If you guys have never seen WCW and you guys want to get into WCW, don't start at Fall Brawl 1998.
No, definitely start in 96.
You get one championship match. You get a cruiserweight championship match in a whole pay-per-view.
And a fake Goldberg.
All right, you got 2 title matches, one versus a fake Goldberg, and then Juventud versus Silver King.
Yeah. This is not WCW's, brightest moment.
And we can't even do Halloween Havoc next month because we did it last year. We could do Halloween Havoc 88 if that's a thing. I don't think it's a thing though. I think it started later on in WCW's
Yeah, it did.
history.
It did.
We could do the last Halloween Havoc.
I believe that was 2000. Man, that's crazy. That 3 years later they wouldn't even exist.
So many bad
3 years.
choices.
But you look at this pay-per-view and you kind of realize, oh, that's why.
Even though it kind of feels like a build-up to Halloween Havoc, it still could have been done a lot better. Writing could have...
It could have been booked better. This was... a part of the problem with this was that it was overbooked. You're trying to get too much shit in. You're trying to fit... that it's like that saying of trying to fit 5 pounds of shit in a 3-pound bag.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're trying to get over Hogan, you're trying to get over Hogan and Warrior. Meanwhile, you're trying to get over that it's gonna be DDP Goldberg the following month. The whole turmoil between NWO Red and Black and White and WCW, and it's too much.
It was like when they were putting on the show, they're like, what other matches should we make? Fuck it. We already made the main event and everyone's in it. Just fucking put together whatever, you fucking assholes. They'll take it.
Yeah. Throw Norman Smiley.
Yeah, throw Norman Smiley versus the Cat. In a pay-per-view.
What do we do for Jericho? Give him a fake Goldberg.
Yeah, give him a fake Goldberg. WCW, you did it again. Quick thoughts on Raw. So the Shield has formed to take on Braun Strowman, and now Braun Strowman is sided with Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, who have won the titles off of the B team. Correct move, in my opinion.
Yeah, the whole B team storyline was kind of running its course.
It did run 100%. It ran its course, and it makes those titles look weak. Now, 50% jump in credibility, in my opinion, once you put them on McIntyre and Dolph.
The good thing that comes out of this is that you're going to get McIntyre and Dolph versus the Revival.
Yeah.
And that should set up for some pretty decent matches.
Yeah, that should be good. Should be good. So you mentioned that you don't like what's going on. I like aspects of it. I like the fact that all of the heels are coming out to fight the Shield. Kind of reminds me of something like back in the day, like where all the heels would team up, and you would see weird combinations of hey, we're fucking heels, let's just team up, like back in the day.
Let's team up and bring down Hulkamania.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. But it's like, hey, let's team up and let's take on the Shield. But maybe we'll get more of an explanation. I heard an explanation of why they were doing this, why they had like the whole like heel locker room come out and fuck up the Shield, was to get people talking, to draw attention away from the All-In pay-per-view that I didn't watch this weekend because everyone was
No, but I heard good things, and you know what? I'm very happy that Cody is now the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. He's holding the 10 pounds of gold
that his dad had.
Yep, just like his daddy.
Just like his daddy.
Yep.
Just like his daddy.
Yep. So I'm very happy with that decision. I'm Cody's just killing it outside of WWE.
But what about this whole Shield reunion?
It's fucking stupid. Like, why did they reunite?
Because they're the Shield, bro.
There was no setup to it. Just like Dean Ambrose came back 1 week, then it was SummerSlam, and then they're the Shield again.
Bro, they had the shirts made, and Dean hurt himself. They had
Yeah. You got to push that merch.
Yeah,
right?
they had to sell the merch.
This would make a lot more sense if the Shield were heels, and Braun was trying to cash in, and the Shield wasn't letting him.
Well, isn't that what it is?
That is what it is, but
it's told weirdly, right?
Yes, it's told weirdly.
It's not told right.
No, it's not. And I think that's what bothers me.
Yeah. I get you 100% on that. The writing is kind of off. It's like they're missing something.
I guess that they really want Roman to be their guy, their next Cena.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see that. What's wrong with letting What's wrong with letting Braun be that dominant force? What's wrong with giving him the title, running through everyone, and then moving him to SmackDown or something, running through everyone, running through AJ and unifying the titles?
And then Brock comes back from...
And then he kills Brock.
WWE or UFC?
Yeah, and then he kills Brock.
You can't kill Brock.
Yeah, he can.
Look, Brock has ended the streak. Brock's a real MMA fighter. Can't kill Brock. That's why when people complain about Brock Lesnar and the privileges he gets, I understand you guys want to see the champion out there, but you're buying into exactly what he wants you to do. Hate him. He's a heel. And I think he deserves a lot more respect than he gets. Yeah, I get it. He's away, but he's an MMA fighter. He can really beat the shit out of these people. The sheet?
I don't disagree with you, but I don't think that the person that you have designated as your champion should be away.
He's fighting he's defending the universe. That's what that title entails.
I think that you need to have something at stake. You know, your main event match should have the title at stake.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be Roman versus Joe with nothing at stake. Or Roman versus Lashley. Or some other stupid match with Roman Reigns in it. I'm not shitting on Roman. I do like Roman. I just don't like him in this role.
He's the champion role?
Yeah, I don't think he was ready. I think at this point he's damaged goods, and he's too forced.
To be honest, the whole Shield reunion kind of dims his title run right now. To me, it's like, is it Roman Reigns the Shield member, or is it Roman Reigns the Universal Champion? To me, it's Roman Reigns the Shield member right now. And I don't see Roman Reigns the Universal. I know he's the Universal Champion, but that doesn't come to mind for me. It hasn't sunk in, or it would have if they would have left him as a singles competitor.
The whole thing about not letting Braun cash in, it weakens him even. It doesn't make him look good.
Mm-hmm.
It makes him look like he's supposed to be a heel, but he's not.
He beat Brock clean. As clean as it can be, I guess. But then...
Even still, that victory alone doesn't make him look good.
Mm-hmm.
It makes him look like he fell ass backwards into the championship.
But then why not let him defend it against Braun? It's so weird. Like, you literally brought in the Shield right away, instead of not letting this feud kind of blossom into something else. Like, have Braun versus Roman.
What else do they have, though?
I don't know.
They can do a lot with Finn. If they weren't...
Finn belongs on SmackDown, bro.
Now that Brock is gone, I don't know.
Yeah, because he's one of the big guys that's gone. But Braun versus Finn.
No, I'm saying Roman versus Finn.
Yeah, that makes more sense to me though.
You can have you can build up a little storyline with that. You could have done Dean versus Roman. You have guys there that you can put against Roman, but everyone's just misused.
Mm-hmm.
And now I guess they're doing the same narrative that they've always done, with the heel authority figure being Corbin.
Yeah.
Using his power in a corrupt way.
Using the heels to attack the Shield face.
Yeah, now it's the Shield. It's a forced Shield versus Braun and his guys. They don't have a name, but it's no different than when it was the Shield versus Evolution. You know, we've already seen this in the Shield versus Evolution, Shield versus the Wyatt family.
And why is Brie allowed to wrestle? She almost killed herself twice.
Yeah, she did. She needs to not do that.
Yeah, you see her diving out of the ring and her legs.
Wasn't she the one who had the neck injury?
No, Nikki did.
Okay.
Brie had the baby.
Okay.
And retired.
Okay.
Because Daniel Bryan retired. Well, now she's back because Daniel Bryan's back. But her legs clipped the ropes twice, and she fucking almost face dove.
I feel like she's almost hesitant when she's doing it.
Yeah. Like she's jumping a little bit too late. Because she's hesitant.
Yeah.
SmackDown real quick. So on SmackDown, the most important thing that they're doing right now is the AJ versus Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
So they're continuing with this feud. It's going to be a longer feud. Samoa Joe's attacking this guy's family personally. Oh, you probably haven't been keeping up, right?
I haven't been keeping up with SmackDown.
Yeah.
I saw SmackDown a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so they're doing the same. They're continuing with it. They're continuing with Samoa Joe attacking AJ's family.
Yeah.
Verbally and talking to them directly when he gets the mic. Today we had AJ come out and really angry because Joe was addressing his family again. AJ wasn't supposed to be there, but he was there. Paige came out and told him to get out of there. So they're going. I think they'll probably have a Hell in a Cell match. So the next pay-per-view is going to be Hell in a Cell. We're going to have Braun versus Roman.
Is that in a Hell in a Cell?
That should be the Hell in a Cell match.
That should be in a Hell in a Cell.
No, that's the Hell in a Cell match.
Oh, okay.
I could check if there's any other matches set up, but that's the Hell in a Cell match.
I kind of feel like Joe and AJ should be a Hell in a Cell match.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think Randy Orton and Jeff are going to be in a Hell in a Cell as well.
How cool is that though? Like when Randy does the thing with Jeff's ear, when he puts his finger in the stretched ear.
He should smell his finger afterward. I bet it smells all funky.
He should have made Jeff smell the finger. That's a heel move.
Yeah. So we'll go over this and then we'll end it. WWE Champion AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Looks like it's going to be a regular match. Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. Maurice is so fucking hot.
Yeah, right.
That's why I watch The Miz.
Miz and Mrs.
Yeah, Miz and Mrs.
Okay.
Secret Time.
Hey, you know what? Good for Miz.
Yeah, good for Miz.
Because he could have done a lot worse.
Yeah. So it looks like, okay, Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. Universal Champion Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman in the Hell in a Cell match. And then Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton in a Hell in a Cell match for the USA title. Is it? No, Nakamura's USA Champion. And then get WWE Hell in a Cell tickets now.
Oh, man.
Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. That should be in the Hell in a Cell as well.
Yeah, it should. I don't know how good of an idea it is to have Jeff Hardy in a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, I thought it was pretty beat up, wasn't he?
The reason that they're having him in a Hell in a Cell match is because he's never done a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, I know, but in real life, I thought he was really beat up and didn't want to do any big impact matches.
Jeff Hardy, bro.
I feel bad for him.
He does what Jeff Hardy's gonna do. What Jeff Hardy's gonna do.
Because didn't he do a swanton onto the apron?
Dude, he's gonna do a swanton from the fucking Hell in a Cell.
Oh my god. I feel bad for that guy.
Watch, he's gonna do one from the Hell in a Cell. Didn't you see what fucking Braun did to KO? He chucked him from the top of the fucking cage.
Yeah.
He like chucked him like a rock.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel so bad for Jeff Hardy. That dude just needs to take a very long break. And prolong his career a little bit.
Yeah.
He just needs to take it easier.
Hey, maybe he's doing fine. So, Juice, I want to thank you for joining me today. Any final thoughts or anything else you want to touch on before we get out of here?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. No, I'm kidding. I don't have an Instagram.
Get one.
No.
For your collection, dude. You have a crazy collection of toys. And
I have a lot of cool
you
shit.
should get them out there. I do unboxing videos. You should at least have an Instagram and take pictures of the toys.
I have a lot of cool shit.
Yeah. You should get it out there.
No.
You punk bitch.
Instagram's for chicks.
Dude, I'm going to fight you and take all your stuff.
No.
Let's have a death match. If I lose, you get all my stuff. If you lose, I get all your stuff.
I have all your stuff.
You son of a bitch. But you can pick what martial art I'm not allowed to use in the fight against you.
What's the martial art that you would probably use in the fight?
You can't. No, you have to choose it. I'm not gonna choose it for you. You got nothing?
I got nothing.
All right.
Well, I'm not accepting this.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot for joining me, Juice.
Yeah, man.
Love your family. Love your friends. Love yourself. But not in the masturbating form. I mean, like, just love you for who you are. And do what you want to do. And fuck everybody else. Because they're all fucking punk bitches.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Thanks. I fucking hate you too, bro. Peace out. I'll see you guys next time.